I don't think we should be doing that.
Well, should it come down to it?
That's why pedophilia is so attractive to me.
Look at what
Because it's the perfect.
Okay, so I'm MrGirl. Some of you may remember my Cuties review. I think that's the thing I'm most well known for last year. So I just talked to Vaush for the first time ever.
You think there's something wrong with pushing a person towards anti-racism?
Yeah. Then he said, okay, so what do you want to talk about? So I chose pedophilia.
I mean, you sound like a pedophile, not a person who wants to promote empathy for socially misaligned people.
Why do I sound like a pedophile?
Because you're dedicating a considerable amount of thought to the subject of what type of underage girl people would be most interested in. Do you have a number? Is there a number you're looking for?
I think it's 15, maybe 16. It might be. I think it would be 14 at first, and then it would move up once the novelty wore off. I think it would be 15 or 16. What color? If you had to guess what color their underwear would be. They did. They said they reported me for having child porn on my channel, and I guess YouTube takes that pretty seriously, as they should. Absolutely.
So I believe that external validation is really important. Like, I need to be able to.
I talked to my girlfriend out of taking testosterone when we first met.
Okay. Yeah, were we going somewhere with that?
Yeah, she said I'm thinking of starting a low dose of testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm non-binary. I want you to use this nickname for me. I want you to use. Oh, this is her on my shirt. I want you to use they them pronouns. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that shit. I said, you hate women, and that's fine. But don't expect me to participate in your self-hating misogyny. You can hate yourself. You can hate your body. I feel like, maybe you haven't had the kind of like freedom to do that. It's okay. You can hate your body. We can still date. You can hate your body. You can hate it every single time I say your name, but don't take testosterone. And I'm not going to call you names. I'm not going to call you by your masculine nickname, and I'm not going to call you you're a girl. And she was like, I want to be referred to as your partner, not your girlfriend. This was like maybe 2 weeks after we started dating.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, I don't want a partner. I want a girlfriend. You're my girlfriend. I'm not doing this.
Okay.
I saw Cuties and just wanted to dive in, obviously.
Why don't you make yourself at home here? Have a seat.
Wait, am I on camera?
I caught you in 4K. I caught you in 4K.
Ooh.
I caught you in 4K. Oh, you wondering who?
Yeah.
Him. I caught him in 4K.
Okay, I'm just checking. I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. Oh yeah, also I'm a rapper. I just came out with a rap album.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's being pretty well received by my core audience, but we'll see how people react to it beyond that.
White grievance has been around for a while. You had that back in response to the civil rights movement and stuff even before then, abolitionism. They formed the KKK because of abolitionism, after all. I mean, it seems like the blowback you're referring to.
I don't even know if the backlash to abolitionism isn't. Freeing the slaves didn't go that well. The dichotomy of continue slavery or end slavery the way we did it. I'm saying I reject that.
Just well, then how would you have done it?
I would do what I'm doing now. I would try to get people to humanize each other. I think if you can...
I think that you'll find the slave owners of the South were not amicable to your particular approach. So if you were there, I mean, you can say, oh, I would have convinced him to stop slavery. But like, if you want to do that, right, okay, sure. Then you could have convinced Hitler to not do the Holocaust. And you
I would have done that too.
Saying that you would have debated them out of slaveholding is kind of an odd way of going about it, no? Would you have just been sort of a time-traveling saint preventing all these atrocities that somehow the world's best statesmen weren't able to prevent in their time.
I don't think that you're being very fair in your setups for these questions. First, I'm just trying to introduce myself, and I'm trying to compare my approach to these general problems to your approach. Yes, I would be a time-traveling saint, and I've traveled here to you, Vaush. I'm here now.
But I think there's something categorically different between bigotry against black people or Jews and hating Nazis. In that, at least by the normative standards most people hold themselves to, you can logically justify hating Nazis. Opposition to or even violence against them is something that you can construct philosophically and defend at academic levels if you want to. For black people and Jews, that just doesn't track. It's usually biases or just emotional hatred that really justifies their beliefs.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think there are legitimate reasons to dislike black people or Jews statistically.
What would those be?
You weren't wrong. You just clashed with Vaush during a post-Destiny stress disorder attack, during which Vaush will suddenly act as if he's done entertaining a topic he just got cornered in, and there's no answer with optical moral victory. So he does the intellectual equivalent of flipping the table and leaving the scene. Don't get too worried about it. People that you want attention of can see through him a mile away. Anyhow. Least pedophile DGGer. I'm not reading this whole thing, but basically this guy was into a girl who's like 4 years younger than him, but it just happened that he only got with her when she was 18. You know, they knew each other since he was 19 and she was 15, and that's totally fine. And it's so weird that he would be considered a pedophile if at 19 he would have fucked a 14 or a 15-year-old. That's so weird. Yeah, those Americans, bro, it's so weird. Yeah, least pedophilic European or anime fan, actually. Vaush is intellectual lightweight. Destiny would have been more equipped to handle this discussion. What? I can see you're being misunderstood and misinterpreted by people who are not willing to risk looking bad on some of these subjects by having an honest conversation. With the exception of Destiny. I think your talk with Vaush only sucked because he was completely unwilling to put himself into the conversation as people, not as rhetoric. What the fuck is happening? Hey, MrGirl, DGGer here. I respect what you are trying to do and I fully understand it. What the fuck is wrong with this community? How are you... How do you get to the point where you defend pedophiles because you don't like Vaush? Destiny, what happened? Like, where are you getting them from? Like, what is this your conservative base? Like, what is happening? Like, I'm shocked over here. How many of those motherfuckers are here because they actually believe this guy who's a pedophile or a troll, whichever will it be? Those people still agree with him. How many of them are actually like agree with him, or how many of them are just like, I don't know, hating Vaush, or how many of them are just pedophiles? I guess. What is happening? What is going on here? Also, your empathize. You spelled your wrong, you idiot. Your empathize with pedos arc is exactly like Destiny's incest debate. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend you see it. Listen, okay? Listen, his pedo arc. Listen, I personally wouldn't compare the two, but you know, this comes from a DGGer. himself. So who am I to disagree? The final thing I want to say about this subject is that this one weird YouTuber, and I only know he's a YouTuber because he has a check mark. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know what he even does, but he keeps defending MrGirl, or I don't know if he's joking or trolling, or I don't know what's happening. But if he's like for real, if he's like actually like friends or fan or whatever with this guy, and he's not a troll or he's not joking, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, don't let him don't let your kid watch this guy, because he might do something. He's very sussy right now. He's very sussy baka, if you ask me.
So